Hello, Stampers. This is Pat at Pat's Card Corner, and I'm glad you joined me tonight. And we have something a little fun, just a little sparkly and a little glittery and a little glimmery. Just a fun kind of colored paper. Anyway, so we're going to be making a card, but it's just kind of fun. So I just kind of wanted to share with you, if you haven't tried or used this glimmer paper, or if you haven't seen it, that is, oh shoot, hello, there we go. I encourage you to try it, and the reason is this paper is retiring. And you can see, I'm not sure if you can see the little shine and glimmer on it. Yeah, you can. So this is just a quarter of the piece of paper, and it is in the annual catalog on page 135, and you can see you get all of these colors in it. And I'm going to move this out of the way. So, whoops, let's put it together. So this would be a half of a piece. So you can see you get all of these colors in it. Obviously it's called Rainbow Glimmer, so it has all the colors of the rainbow on it. And you get two pieces. The normal price was $6. It is on sale because it is one of the retiring items in the annual catalog. It is on the last chance list, and it's on sale, so it's only $4.20. So it's a great buy to get something just kind of fun and sparkly, especially if you just need to add a little something to your order. This would be it. So we are going to use, which one do I want to use? This piece for the card, but I'll show you, I did make one with the other card too. So I am using the Seize the Day stamp set, mainly for the sentiments on it, and there's a set of dies that go with this, and I'm going to show you those because we are going to use those, and that's what makes this fun. You actually get all these dies, so you get the dies that will cut out a little leafy fern, I guess, starfish. There are two fish that are facing opposite directions. This is to die cut the crab that is over here. This is the little octopus, which is here. You get another little fern piece. This is the jellyfish, so you can cut out the jellyfish, and which is very cool. You can cut little bubbles out of your paper if you want, and then this gives you kind of like a diorama kind of feel. So we are going to use this too. So I'm going to put this aside just for a second so we can move this too. I don't need that. So I can show you what we're going to make and the supplies that you need. So what you will need is this, and this is really a very short list, a piece of basic white thick cardstock, and this piece is 4 1/4 by 11. And it is scored at 5 1/2. You can use a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and score it at 4 1/4. That just means your card's going to open the other direction. I kind of like mine to open at the top because then I can stand it. I think they just stand up better and just kind of display better. And this is a card you're going to want to display just because it's fun. You will also need two pieces of basic white cardstock, and they are 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. You're going to need two. And you'll also need a scrap to cut a small circle out of. This one is 1 1/2 inches. You can use the layering circle dies. They have one that's a tiny bit bigger. I actually used one of the retired punches to punch this one, just because it's faster and easier. And then you'll need a 4 by 6, or 4 by 6, duh, 6 by 6. Where's my piece on the back? See, I don't even know what color, what size my paper is. It is 6 by 6. And there's my little note on the back of my other piece of the glimmer paper. And you can do either this end of the paper, or you can do this end because it's the other side. So we are going to try and get the most out of this paper as we can, and you're going to see why. Just by a little creative cutting and die cutting, you can get quite a bit. Hey Laura, glad you joined me tonight. We're making a fun card with glimmer paper. So I am going to fold this piece. This piece we're going to score. I've actually already scored it, but if you haven't scored yours and you don't want to just fold it in half, because I never fold mine very well in half, you're going to want to score this at 5.5. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5.5. Move my calculator out of the way. You would just score it right there, and then fold it in half, and you're all ready to go. Do that. You want to make sure you get a really good crease on it. And now that's ready. I'm going to set that aside because we don't need it right this second. We are going to do a little bit of cutting with this. I am going to move these because we're going to do something with those in a minute. It's our little circle. Okay, so this paper we're going to cut, and then we're going to die cut some pieces from the C's dies. So this piece, I want it to go this, I want this part to be the top and this part to be the bottom, because we are kind of doing like a little underwater scene, and to me, it's darker the deeper you go in the water, so to me this would be the bottom. And we are going to cut this at 3 7/8. And I need my cutting blade. And then we're going to hold on to that. So this is 3 7/8, and then I'm going to turn it this way. I'm going to cut the darker part off the bottom. I'm going to cut that at 5 1/8. And the reason is I want it to be just a little bit smaller than my piece of 4 by 5 1/4. So, and we need this too. So this part is going to be part of our card. We are going to die cut this piece with, and I'm going to show you just a second, with this big die. This is the one that I said kind of makes like a little diorama. So this will fit right on there, and we're going to do a little die cutting with that, and then I'm going to show you how we're going to cut these other pieces to make all the other ones. Oh, hey Brenda. I'm glad you joined, even if you're late, because sometimes I'm late too. I was actually on time today for once. Yeah. So I'm just going to bring this in real quick, and I'm going to, got something on the back of that. I'm just going to die cut this piece. Get my other plate. And in we go. And I'm going to move this out of the way. Hopefully I don't smash anything. And this little, so don't throw this little piece away that you're taking out of the middle. I actually cut my my little circle out of the middle of this piece. So you can still use this even though, it's cut. And you can see that you get kind of a really fun, let me poke out the rest of it here. A couple pieces that didn't come out. You've got little ferns, little coral, little air bubbles. Very fun. So now I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to put this back, and now we're going to cut our piece of glimmer paper. So I've already cut it, didn't I? Yes, I did. I did already cut it, but I have 2 of them. That's why. All right. So this is the piece that we cut. We cut a piece off the top and we cut a piece off the bottom. This piece is going to go, and the reason I cut it at this piece was 4 by 5 1/4, and we cut this one by 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and that's so we're going to layer them on top of each other, and it just makes it a little bit easier to not have it, just in case you don't cut exactly straight or exactly, it's not going to show on the other side. So it is going to be cut like that, and we are going to glue those together. So actually we're going to go ahead and do that while I'm here. And I am just going to put the glue right on the edge of this glimmer paper. And I am using the glue and not the tape runner, because I think the glue sticks a little better, and with the glimmer paper it's not exactly smooth, and I just think, and you can put a skinnier line on it than with the tape runner. The Stampin' Seal. I call it a tape runner, but it's Stampin' Seal. Hey Meg. Alright, so there you have a little glimmery underwater scene. Kind of, sort of, but we're going to add to it. And the reason we only made sure we only glued around the very edge and not anywhere else, because we're going to tuck other pieces in. So these are the other 2 pieces that we have left. And we are going to maximize our, as soon as I find the other paid part of my dies. Oh, there we are. I flipped them over upside down to fit as many as we can. So it would be helpful if we flipped it the other way. So we're going to do one of these. I'm going to turn it so I can, and we're going to do a starfish up here. And we're going to do 2 little fishes. And I think I did it this way. Get that on there. So we're getting all different kinds, and they'll be all different shades because of how you put it on. So if you want your coral to be all darker, then you can obviously put it on the other end. We're going to do a little fish right there, and another little fish down here. Yep. And then this piece, we're also going to be cutting on this piece too. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can get this up higher. Maybe I do this a little down lower. I'm moving my stuff around because I want a yellow one that's a little more yellow, and you'll see why. There we go. And of course you can put these little fish anywhere you want. I'm going to put them up here. And now that I put them on there, hopefully I will, I'm going to move this out of the way. Get them on my, let me move this too so I don't smash it. You can see I have little air bubbles on my thing here. I'm going to clean that off real quick. Oop, I want my light. There we go. All right. We're just going to kind of carefully put that up here. And put the other plate on top. And I did leave a space down here because I am going to cut another starfish out of there. So I'm going to put that on there. Run it through. I'm kind of off my screen here. Got something weird going on my computer. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Got stuck on my plate. All right. So I'm just going to take these off. And now we have, let me move this out of the way. So we have a little leaf. We have a couple fish. little starfish. And then we have a bigger leafy thing. Just be careful when you're pulling this out, because when I was doing it earlier, I actually ripped one of the branches off. I wasn't paying attention. And you might need to poke out, depending on how well your thing is cutting, you might need to poke out some of the little pieces that are in there. And so you can see all of the seaweed. I was going to call this seagrass, but I guess it's more seaweed. It's not, I want to call it a fern, but it's not a fern either. Right, so there we go. And then we're going to do just a little more die cutting. And this is the other piece that we had left from before. This little leaf, we're going to do a darker one. We're going to put the starfish over here, so we get two. So we have two starfish. They'll fit right there. And we're going to do, let's see, which way are my fish going? I guess it doesn't matter which way we go. Maybe we're going to go the other way. So I'm going to do a little bit of a darker fish too. I'm going to move these dies back to my magnetic sheet so I don't lose them. And then we're going to die cut these. And you could even do another little fish. I think you could probably get another one of these little fern things over there too if you want to do more. Make sure I don't lose my dies. Put them in my hand here. They're going back on I use little magnetic sheets. These are actually magnetic dryer vent pieces I just cut and attached to the little piece of cardboard that comes with your die set. I find they're a little bit cheaper than some of the other ones. And, you know, I like to save money. All right, so I think that's it. Okay. So now we have all our pieces, and we have this, and we have our card. And the only other thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp a sentiment on our little piece right here. I did take another piece earlier and cut out some, you don't have to do this, I cut out, this is one piece I just cut all across the top because I wasn't sure which one I wanted to use, but I think I kind of like the darker one. So I want to put that on behind my circle. So you can do that if you'd like, or you can just use cardstock if you want. Okay, so these, we're just going to start kind of just tucking them in behind our other little pieces. So all I'm going to do is just put a little bit of glue on the bottom. I don't know if you can, I think I went off camera there for a minute. I just put a little bit on the bottom. I don't really want to put any on the top because I want it to kind of, you know, look like it's floating around in the ocean. So I'm just going to kind of tuck it behind there and maybe just kind of do a little bit of that. So that's tucked in. And then we're going to take one of these, and I think I'm going to, let's put the lighter one over here. I am going to kind of stick it, I'm going to put it behind, or like in the hole, I guess, of one of these. And the same thing, I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the bottom, just on the stem. And the reason I'm holding it up and not doing it down flat is so that I don't get glue all over my card or my paper. I could use a silicone mat, but I just find it easier just to kind of hold it up in my hand a little bit. So we have two starfish. We're going to put those at the bottom. I think I'm going to flip them the other way. Those are going to go on dimensionals because, you know, I like dimensionals. And you just need one in the middle here. So there's one there. These are the mini dimensionals, so they fit right inside the middle there. So we're just going to put those on. This is like such a quick and easy card, but it looks so fun. Because you know, we have little starfish on the bottom. We're going to put this one's a little darker. He's going to go on this side over here. Just kind of helps break up the little bit of white, so it's just not so white. So I just put a little bit of glue on the back of there. And I'm just going to kind of lift this one up and just kind of tuck him in right there. And then we have fish. And we're going to put our fish in here too. So the lighter fish, he kind of blends in, so we might not use him. We might use just those two because they're a little bit darker and they go both directions. And then this, we're going to stamp a sentiment on there. And I was trying to decide what color ink I wanted. I know it tells you the colors that are in this paper, and I'm going to read them to you real quick. It is Bermuda Bay, Blackberry Bliss, Granny Apple Green, Magenta Madness, and Mango Melody. So I did pick the right color. I picked Mango Melody. So I am going to do a sentiment in that color. Hey, Louise. I know, aren't these colors fun? I like that when you flip it. And the little fish are going to go on dimensionals too, but I'm going to wait to put them on until I put on my sentiment piece. And I was trying to decide if I should do Wishing You Oceans of Happiness or Seize the Day. I think I'm going to do Wishing You Oceans of Happiness. So, and hopefully, I've been having trouble with this stamp pad. Hopefully this is going to stamp okay. Yep. I think it's got its own little gradient of its own. I'm not sure what's going on with this one. I keep re-inking it, and it always, I have to do that quite a bit. So, look at that. I got a little gradient on here, just like my paper. How fun is that? Okay. That's because I need to ink it up again, I think. I think it got too dry, and then it just needs more to get it back to where it should be. So I'm just putting a little glue on the back of that, putting it on my little circle, and then this is going to go on dimensionals. And I'm going to use the bigger ones for this, just because I can. And then I'm going to put one on the back of each of my two fish. And then we're going to put this all on the front of the card. And then we're done. I mean, isn't this quick and easy? So this is just going to go up there. I have my two little fish. You can kind of tuck their tails in a little bit if you want. Put him up there. This one, because he's a little darker, he's going to go down here. I think we're going to tuck him into this piece of coral right here. He's down there. There we go. Then this, I'm going to put dimensionals on the back of this, and it's going to go on the front of our card. And we will be finished. Yep, I'm using lots of these. Let's throw one in the middle. So, something weird's going on with my computer. Okay, so hopefully everybody's having a good week out there. It's been an interesting week here at my house. I'm just going to put that on just like that. And there you have your card. And it's shiny and very minimal stamping. Obviously, this stamp set, you can stamp all of these little creatures and the fish and the starfish and put them on a card. And I have a card that I'm going to show you that has that. So, but isn't this fun? And you really just are using the different colors in that rainbow paper to give it, you know, just kind of fun stuff. So earlier, I also made one of these cards with the other paper. as soon as I find it. So my original card I made with the green, and hello, where did it go? It has disappeared. Oh, nope, they fell over, that's why. I'm going to show you that real quick so you can see how much fun it is. So this one is just like this, but it's made with the other colors of paper. And isn't that fun? I don't think I have very good light on here. I'm going to put it over here. Maybe move this here so you can see a little better. You can see the shiny on it. So this one came from this piece of paper. This one came from this. So you can make 2 cards out of half a sheet of that paper. And just fun. And you can mix and match them if you wanted. If you wanted some green on this one and you wanted more, little bit of pink on that, you could do that too. But just a fun, easy way. Plus, this rainbow paper is on sale, and that's the best part. So you don't want to miss that. So right now, if you are a Stampin' Up person and you follow Stampin' Up, you know that a new catalog will be coming out in May. If you don't have a demonstrator of your own and you would like to have a catalog, just write a comment and say, please send me a catalog, and I will get that done for you as soon as I get them. And also, there is one more month for there's a last chance list. I have that list on my blog. You can find it at www.jumpingintostamping.com. And I am going to show you this because this is the list. Everything that's in blue is already gone. So you can see a lot of things are gone. A lot of things that are left are some of the designer series paper. So if there's a paper you really like, and a lot of ribbon and trim and embellishments are also left. But a lot of the stamp sets that are retiring are going really fast, and there's still a whole month before you know, they're gone for good. So they will be gone for good May 2nd, because the new catalog will go online May 3rd. So anyway, but if you want to try some of this glimmer paper, you might want to get it before it goes away too. So it's easy and fun to use, and it makes fun cards. So I hope you like these, and I hope you have a great day and a great week. I'm in for an interesting week. Hopefully I will be back next week. We had a water leak in our bathroom Christmas Eve, and they are just going to start demolishing everything in our bathroom. The countertops and the tile, everything has to come out so that they can retile everything, and it's going to be a mess for a while. So hopefully I might need a lot of therapy and so you might see me a little more often. So have a great week. Hope you give this a try, and I'll see you next time for Therapy Thursday.